It's a forbidden love
Mm.
because he is a Sioux and
Hmm.
she's a pioneer woman. And so it's a forbidden love. It's very mysterious love.
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's
And if
newsman,
you were just trying to
Logan
get to
Crawford.
investigators, they now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're diving into a gripping historical romance packed with danger, mystery, and forbidden love. We're talking with an amazing author. Her name is Karen Dee Musson, and she has penned a powerful book. It is called Prairie Dawn. Set in a small remote town in the American frontier, this page-turner follows Carrie Sims as she falls for a Lakota chief and fights to prove his innocence amid violence and betrayal. With blackmail, murder, and cultural tensions woven into a passionate love story, Prairie Dawn delivers nonstop action and emotional depth. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Karen, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
This is such a unique story in a time that a lot of people don't know much about. Is this an area of American history that you were familiar with before, or did you research it for the book? Tell us a little bit about the inspiration.
I researched Prairie Dawn for probably about 10 years before it even hit the paper.
Hmm.
I've always had a fascination for the Native American culture. And the more I did my research, the more the Lakota, I was drawn to them.
Yeah,
And I just had to write my story.
exactly. Now, you spent some time in Southern Arizona, and that helped shape your appreciation for Native American culture. Is that
That is correct. That
yeah.
is correct. I used to drive by the San Javier Buck mission on my way to work every day, which is on the
Hmm.
Tohoto O'odham Reservation. So that's kind of where my inspiration came from.
Wonderful. So what was it like living in that world you created that was 100 some odd years ago, and this time of bigotry and hatred and also love and romance?
I have a very vivid imagination.
Yeah.
And I was just had a dream one night that I was a prairie girl walking down
Mhm.
in the field, and I had a chief standing next to me, and I was like, "That's it. I have to write about this. I'm being drawn to it, and I have to do it."
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. I love that inspiration of the dream. You're lucky if you remember your dreams. I have wild dreams sometimes. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, what was I dreaming last night? So did you write it down right away when you got up?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I had to get to that paper immediately and start writing it.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. And this small remote frontier town that you wrote about feels very real. Have you been to a town like that, or tell us a little bit about the setting?
I grew up in a rural town in southern Illinois, so I
Hmm.
kind of knew what it was like to live in a small town. So that's kind of was my inspiration because I kind of already knew what it was like to live in a small town, and
Hmm.
people like to gossip and the hatred and
Yeah.
everybody having their own opinions about everybody, and it helped. It helped.
Exactly. I think it's not just small towns. I think it's all towns where people are like gossiping and all that. It
True.
just it's
Very
more
true.
firsthand accounts when it's in the small town because you know everybody, you know.
Correct.
So that's
Correct.
amazing. Carrie Sims, she is a bold, determined character. How much of her is based on either you or people you know?
Carrie is a lot like me, except I think she's a lot more stronger and a lot more bold. I mean,
Hmm.
she stands up to that town. I'm not sure that I would have her strength to do it.
Yeah.
It's more of a my admiration of somebody I wish I could be as strong as her.
Your idealized self, perhaps.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
probably it. I think most authors create an idealized self because, you know, they know what they know and what they would like to do and so forth. So it's part of the process of creating a character. And I think it's wonderful what you did with Carrie. Talk to us about your research with Lakota culture and the history that you did for the book and what you learned about it and that aspect of it all.
The Lakotas had a lot of injustices done. They had many treaties that were broken, but they were resilient, and they still are very resilient people. And I have a very good friend of mine who is a Lakota, and
Very cool.
he's a very smart man. They're very intelligent people. They love their culture. People say that they still live in the past, but they don't. I mean, it's just that's part of their heritage, that's part of their history.
Right.
And they're proud of it, and they should be proud of it.
Yeah, we don't
They've
forget
gone through a
being
lot of
Irish
it.
or Italian or whatever, French or German or whatever we might be originally. Why should they let go of their heritage, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
I remind myself every morning when I have a pint of Guinness that I'm Irish and and that's that. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Part of this book that's very, very intriguing, of course, is the cross-cultural romance. Was there a message you hope to convey by including that part of the story?
It's a forbidden love
Mm.
because he is a Sioux and
Hmm.
she's a pioneer woman. And so it's a forbidden love. It's very mysterious love.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care. It doesn't matter what the culture is. He's a person of God.
Yeah.
He is just like her. He is no different than she is, and she is no different than he is.
Yeah.
They see the between the differences, between the color is nothing, culture is nothing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you envisioned this movie as a book? Have you envisioned this book as a movie, I should say?
You know, what author doesn't want their book to go to a movie? But to answer your question, yes, I do think it would
Yeah.
make a very good movie. I think all my books would make a very good movie.
How many books have you written?
So far, I have 5.
Is this one part of a series or is this a
This is the
standalone?
first book of the series, yes. And
Okay.
there's at least 3 more coming behind this one,
Okay,
behind the
wonderful.
5th one.
Awesome. In your movie, who would play Carrie?
Oh man, that's a hard one.
That's a tough
That's a
one, right?
hard. That's a
Okay.
tough one.
We'll
Yeah.
put out a casting call. I think a lot of actresses would be lined up to play the role because I think it'd be wonderful. So, Hollywood, if you're listening, here's a book that's ready to go. That'd be a terrific film or TV series, even. TV series are so rich and wonderful today. That would be great as well on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu or wherever it might be. So, that
I
would be
would
great.
request though that anybody who plays the chief that they're Native American. I don't want anybody else in there that's not
I agree. I agree.
Native
Yeah.
American.
I think that
It
needs
has
to
to
be
be
culturally accurate without a
exactly,
doubt. Yeah.
exactly.
Wonderful, wonderful. That sounds great. So where do the second and third stories go? Tell us about that. To different parts of history. Tell us about
The
what
second book,
happens.
Lakota Moon,
Mm,
is when Carrie lives her life as a Lakota woman. And a situation happens where she is conflicted between her 2 cultures, the culture she was married into and then she loves, and the culture that she was raised up in. And they conflict. And she is torn between which culture is correct. The one she loves and she married into, or the one that she was raised into.
Very cool. So that's book 2, and then book 3.
Book 3 is more of a well, you caught me on the spot here.
Sorry about that.
I don't want to give away the
Well,
story
you
too
don't
much.
want to give away too much. Okay, that's fine. Book
It's
1, we
just
want folks to
it's
read book
just the
1
beginning
first.
of it just starts the beginning of the Sioux War. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think it's great. And like I said, you've created a lot of content here. If anybody wanted to turn it into a TV series, you've created a lot of stories here and some memorable characters as well. Carrie's father is a reverend, correct?
That is correct.
And talk to us about his role as an ally to the Indians.
He was an ally to the Indians, and that's how Carrie met the chief, is because he comes into town to trade with them,
Hmm.
and that's how they meet. He is he's a very righteous and religious man, but very strong man.
Hmm.
Very little gets past him. He sees right through the romance, but he keeps it quiet because he trusts his daughter
Yeah.
to do the right thing.
Now, when you were doing your research, did you come across any real life examples of couples who are frontier women and Native American? I was wondering if it was so forbidden it never happened, or I wonder if it happened before. If you don't have any idea, that's fine. But It's interesting. I mean, in fact, if it never happened and you created it, I think that's wonderful as well.
The only one I could think of on the top of my head would be Cynthia Parker from Quanah Parker. That would really
Okay.
be the only one that would come off the top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah, there probably were some forbidden romances that just weren't published or,
I'm sure.
publicized.
I'm
So yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's only human nature, as we say. What do you hope that readers will get from reading your book? Do you hope they view Native American culture differently after reading Prairie Dawn?
Definitely. Definitely. I wanted a book that shows the Native culture, especially the Lakota, because that's who I have it on. See it as a different light. It's a Lakota family, so you're looking into the life of a Lakota family, and they're just a family, just like anybody else's.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody has hopes, dreams, aspirations. No matter what culture you're from, everybody just wants better for the next generation. That's what I've always found. You've had your own personal journey in life. You've gone from Illinois to Arizona to Missouri to Texas. Tell us how
Correct.
that influences your writing and your storytelling.
It definitely makes it a little bit more creative
Hmm.
because I see different. I mean, I went from hot desert to living in the Ozarks to living in the Texas. So I've seen a lot of different cultures.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. You see a lot of different cultures, see a lot of different people experience different parts of life, and that makes you a richer person, which makes your experiences that you can put down on paper richer for the audience and for the readers as well. The name of the book we've been talking about today is called Prairie Dawn. It is part of a series. Book one is out right now, but expect books two and book three, and who knows, maybe even more. It's a wonderful series with lots of potential. The story that we've been talking about today, Prairie Dawn, is a passionate, suspenseful romance that will just keep you turning the pages as the characters deal with blackmail, murder, intrigue, and of course, love as well. Karen, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you very much for having me.
I appreciate your time, your insight, and your wisdom. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford. Thanking you for your time this time until next time on Spotlight.